Hi guys, it's Kerry again. I'm not going to show you anything you don't know, but this is for the people who are unaware. So we got a 2012 Toyota Prius with CompuStar alarm system here, and I'm going to show you where it falls a little short. Now this isn't CompuStar's fault. It's more of a Toyota thing, and this is a project I've been working on for a long time, several years now. And I have solved the problem. I'm going to demonstrate that today. So you are going to get to see a full takeover of a Prius with a CompuStar. But first, let's review the situation. So here we've got the car is armed and locked and not running. So can't get in. We're going to remote start the car in the normal way by pressing and holding button 4. And it beeps. As you know, Priuses don't always start their engine when they start. So we'll know that it started by this. And that has started because I see the little exhaust things coming out. And if you look in here, you probably can hear the engine has turned on now. But the car says ready. It's ready. It looks like it's ready to be driven and everything. It is still locked. It's still secure. So we unlock the door. And when we go to get in the car, it's still going until I try to open the door. When I open it, the car turns off. I think you guys are all aware of that. And that's like super annoying because, especially in the summer on a really hot day, it has the worst effect in the summer. If you had your air conditioner going on, when you open a door to air conditioning, it's going to let most of that air conditioned space out in a big hurry if it isn't being constantly replenished by the car being on. So that's the first thing. Now, I think a lot of you have considered maybe what if we didn't have to open the door? And there's a lot of hacks out there where people are taking things and holding this pin in. That works, sort of, and I'll show you how that works here in a second. That's not the best way to do it, though, because if you hold that door pin in always, it messes with your dome light a little bit. But most importantly, it messes with the car alarm. If this door pin never triggers, then somebody could conceivably break out the glass, open this door, and the car would never be aware of it, and more importantly, the alarm would never be aware of it. So that's a security risk. And you can get around that. So if you look at my other YouTube video, you see how I did that, where you cut the door pin wire and run a relay in there, and the relay is normally closed until energized. So basically the car door works as it normally would until the car starts. So if you remote start the car, then the relay actually energizes, and that breaks the pin only during the time it's remote started. So you would think maybe that's the solution. So let's go ahead and try that. I'm just going to start it here real quick to get the window down so you'll be able to hear me better. I'm going to close the door and we're going to turn the car back off. Alright, so we're going to lock it, arm it, we're going to remote start it. It already sends a lock pulse. You can see it is starting up over here. And we are on. And the AC is on like it should be. So I'm not going to open the door, but I'm going to instead pretend that door pin thing is going there, right? So you would unlock it. You would open the door, and the car would not see the door pin thing. So you'd be able to get in with the car still running, and then close the door behind you, and you'd think you're good to go. But if you try to drive the car, if you put it in like reverse, it just beeps at you. Same with drive. And that's because you have to press the brake first. So when you go to press that brake, I'm going to keep that unlocked. It's about to passively arm on me. When you go to press the brake to put it in gear, it shuts off. So that has really been the biggest problem and the biggest challenge was to fix that. So, and there's one other problem that I wanted to make you aware of. So let's examine that, and that's called pit stop mode. So I'm just gonna start the car manually. You'd have to, because you're always gonna have to start this car manually. That's why you always have to carry the factory key fob at the same time as your CompuStar. My invention actually fixes that issue as well. I'll show you that in a minute. But so okay, now we have a fully remote started car, or manually started car. We drive a little bit. Okay, we press park, and now we're going to go to a pit stop. Now pit stop mode is just to remote start the car again while it's already running. So let's do that. You can hear it chirp. We're waiting. Okay, so now the car is in, looks like it's in pit stop mode. You've got your timeout here, and it's showing that the car is in remotely started. Okay, so what you should be able to do now is exit the vehicle. So we'll unlock it, exit the vehicle. We go run our little errand, whatever it is, mail a letter, pump gas, whatever, right? Okay. But you close the door, and now the system will let you lock it while it's running, which is something that you normally couldn't do with the remote. If you tried, it wouldn't actually lock the doors. But okay, so far so good. The car is locked and running and in remote start mode. But here are the two problems you're going to run into. Notice the countdown timer. This car is set for 45 minutes. So if you get tied up in the store for 45 minutes or something, or you forget that you left your car on, the car should shut off after 45 minutes, but it's not going to. This car can only be shut off by pressing the actual manual button. And the other bigger problem is if somebody were to break into the car, that's why I left the window open, so if I flip that and I open the door, you see it sets the alarm off. There we go. But the car is still on. And I can still drive it. So let's turn that off.
Lock on.
Wrong button. Yep, okay. That's blinking out the error code. Okay, so as you can see, that don't use pit stop mode. It's a bad idea, because if somebody should break into your car or you forget you left it running, it is not going to turn off. And that's the whole crux of the problem with the pit stop mode. Okay, so now let's look at one other situation here. I'm going to pull up a status, which might tell me. Okay, notice the error code 3. I apologize about this remote being shattered, but you can still see the error code 3. Alright, so let me show you what that's about. What error code 3 is because the CompuStar brain is programmed at the factory to look for a certain condition, which would normally happen when you take over the car, to do a full takeover. Since this car can't be taken over fully, then it will always report an error 3. Now, why do you care? Well, it's kind of a big deal when you have the proper temperature sensor and voltage sensor, because look, now when I have already cleared the air, now this one's going to come up and say fail because there's no temperature sensor, but the important thing, it won't show an error 3. And then I press it again, and I should get the actual battery voltage, 13.0 volts. But I didn't have to wait it out. And that wait is irritatingly long. It reports an error 3 here, and then it has to flash your parking lights 3 whole times, and then it has to wait to get the next query signal in. So, you know, that error 3 can be a little bit annoying if you're trying to check your cabin temperature or battery voltage. So those are the big problems with not just CompuStar, but with all the any remote start system in a push-to-start Toyota car. I've heard rumor that some of the really early ones, like the very first model Prius and some of the Camrys, there was a way around it, but I was also told that it in itself was flawed because of some security issues, kind of like I just showed you, where if you if you started the car and you're counting on it to turn itself off, it won't. Or if somebody sets the alarm off and things like that, it won't shut off. So let's look at this car over here. Again, bear with me, it's a prototype, so it isn't very pretty. I don't even have it on. I'm going to turn it on for you. Right there. Okay. Yeah. Well, you can see it's a little kludgy and weird looking, but let's demonstrate that it actually works. So this is a 2018 Toyota Prius Prime plug-in. I'm going to lock the car. The car is locked. Okay, I'm going to remote start the car. Okay, there's our confirmation beep. There's the car beep. And you can see that the car has come up to a ready. See that green ready up there? The speedometer showing. The car stereo is coming up. The car is still locked. Probably can't hear it running because, you know, these things always start in battery mode. So what you would normally do is you'd, you know, disarm, unlock the car. I'll again roll the window down so that you can hear me talk. Notice that I opened the car door and the car is still good. It did not shut down. Everything is happy. Close the door. Now, just like every other car out there, if you try to drive it, you know, it's going to say shifting unavailable because you have to press the brake first. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to press the brake, and when I did that, the car did not shut down, and I'm going to go into reverse, and I'm driving the car. I'm going to drive in the car, park it, okay? And since we just talked about pit stop mode, let's go ahead and do pit stop mode. So I go ahead and do that. There we go. On my key fob, it says remote start. And disarmed. Okay, now it's indicating that it has started. So we can exit the vehicle. The car keeps running. Also notice that I'm only carrying the CompuStar key fob. That don't need to carry both anymore. Lock the car for my trip. Go do my quick little errand. Come back out to the car, which is locked but still running. Now here's the difference. If the 45 minutes should reach here, and more importantly, if the alarm should get set off, the car will turn itself off. It also will turn itself off if somebody presses the brake while it's still armed. So normal operation would be to unlock it, get back in, close the door, press the brake, and drive away. Okay, when you get done driving, just turn it off. Okay, next vehicle. The vehicle will arm in 30 seconds, or I can manually arm it. It is armed. Now check this out. If I query it, I get my report of 86 degrees, query it again, and 12.2 volts, and no error 3. And the error 3 has been prevented. So those are the primary features of this. There's a couple extra things that it can do too. In this particular model vehicle, with that particular prototype, it'll actually also allow you to remote start this car while it's plugged in. I won't demonstrate that today. I think if you have a Prius plug-in, you're already aware that how that kind of works. But you plug your spout in here, but you get to use your CompuStar remote. When you remote start the car, the remote works exactly like it should. It doesn't know the difference, but the car will actually start and run in factory HVAC mode as it should. And the advantage to doing that is that it is powered, in other words, that remote start air conditioner or heater is actually powered by the plug power and doesn't use up your gas or your EV battery. And it always will switch over to this mode when the car is plugged in. And when you're done charging the car, you just put everything away like that, and now the car is back into the mode that I just showed you. So it automatically switches back into full takeover remote start mode. So it's just a quick demo that the unit works. At this point, I am still trying to negotiate some deals, hopefully with CompuStar. So I'm not at liberty yet to discuss exactly how that circuit works or produce any sort of schematic to the public yet. I am looking for a buyer. It is patent pending status. It will be for the next year or so, or until I finish the patent out. And I am actually interested in negotiating with companies now and have them take it over at this point and let them finish it out. And the price will accordingly be a good deal for you if you do that for me now. So look for this product to be available shortly. Hopefully some company will market this, and if not, I guess I will. So thanks for watching.